James Arg Argent presented an investigative segment on male eating disorders after struggling with binge eating for years before having a gastric sleeve fitted. During Tuesday's episode of Loose Women, Arg, 34, explored the rise in male eating disorders by interviewing an expert, 2 case studies and his mum, Patricia Argent. Arg, who told viewers 1.5 million people in the UK are struggling with an eating disorder and a quarter of those are men, also admitted he was one of them. He said, "I've been suffering with a binge eating disorder for over half of my life, and although people might think that condition is quite rare, more people actually suffer from binge eating disorders than what they do from anorexia and bulimia." She replied, "Lockdown is when it started to creep up on you. You seemed to be putting on weight every week and I noticed you weren't moving as much as you could have been, and you just didn't seem happy in yourself." James said, "I wouldn't leave the house, would I?" Patricia replied, "You were just staying in. I kept asking you for a walk or a coffee but you didn't want to join me. You kept putting it off and making excuses." James added, "Lying." Patricia said, "Yeah, basically you were lying to me. It was hard to see you feeling so uncomfortable in yourself." James went on to explain he was so image conscious, and said, "I hated the way I looked. I would wait until it was dark to leave the house. I think a massive turning point for me was when you came into my room and I was lying there. It was during the day and I was just so tired, so uncomfortable, I was so depressed, I didn't feel like getting out of bed. You came in and you just really cried. I remember you saying, 'I don't recognize my son.'" Looking downwards, Patricia said, "I do remember that day, James." James asked, "Did you feel like you knew how to talk to me when you were worried? I can imagine it being really uncomfortable." Patricia replied, "I wanted to talk to you and you didn't want to talk. I wouldn't have said my son has an eating disorder. I never thought that was the root of all your problems." Explaining his behavior, James revealed, "The reason why you lie and keep secrets is because you do feel a bit embarrassed and ashamed, but really, if you do want to change and sort out, you've just got to talk about it and be honest." During the VD, James also met Jess Griffiths from the eating disorder charity Beat to find out why there is such a rise in male eating disorders.